Getting their lives back on track. A unique program at the Racine County Jail prepares inmates for a career while they're still serving time. Fox 6's Madeline Anderson with an exclusive look at how it works and the difference it's already making.
From the outside, life at Racine Correctional Institution seems like, well, no life at all. And in some ways, that's the point. These men are serving time for felony offenses. But step inside the walls of this medium security all-male prison, and you'll see there are more opportunities than ever before to help the inmates get a second chance at life.
I'm ready to get out there and show I can change and be a better person than what I was.
Shakur is a student at the Department of Corrections Mobile Lab, a makeshift classroom set up in the facility's courtyard that trains inmates for in-demand computer-controlled machinery jobs. Students spent 5 days a week for 18 weeks, learning how to read blueprints, enter codes into the computer, and operate machines that replicate a design into a piece of metal or plastic. If it sounds difficult, it is.
And all these terms, terminology, it was kind of hard. It was a challenge.
This is Shakur's first ever work experience. He's been behind bars since high school and says he never believed he would amount to anything other than a criminal or worse.
And my sentence is a blessing. It's sad to say, but of course I was going, I probably would have ended up dead.
Now the 23-year-old feels freer in here than he ever did on the streets.
It helped me see the potential I have in myself.
That's the most rewarding part for Jeremy Dutton.
Great, they're excited. These guys they're here every day. They're asking the questions. Keep me on my toes.
The Gateway technical instructor splits his time between campus and Racine Correctional, teaching his students here a semester's worth of college credit. They even earn a certificate once they complete the coursework.
They could go to an entry-level position job.
With guidance from the Department of Workforce Development, 56 people are graduates from the program. 36 of them have already been released into the community, and of those, 42% are employed within the computer machinery field. The ultimate goal is to deter offenders from reoffending once they're back in the real world.
Not having employment skills is a risk factor for increasing recidivism.
Education Director Paula Decker says the DOC is now on pace to purchase 2 more mobile labs for other prisons by the end of 2018, thanks to the example these men have set.
They see an opportunity to do something for themselves and to be able to walk out with their shoulders held back. That's not easy for a lot of these guys.
Tell me why you're getting emotional.
You know, because I realize how challenging it is when inmates leave prison, and we know what a challenge it is for them to get a job.
A concern that consumed Jonathan when he began his 4.5-year sentence.
When you come into prison, your time stops essentially to the world. Everybody moves on, but you stop. As soon as you're released, you are back at that day that you got locked up.
So when he heard about the mobile lab, Jonathan says he knew this was how he would right his wrongs.
It gives you a sense of purpose when you know that you are going to be in demand and no longer frowned upon because, oh, this guy made some mistakes in his life, but rather he has some positive things to give back.
Jonathan has since completed the program and now tutors students like Shakur, not only putting his energy toward bettering his life, but the lives of others.
Everything that happened I can't change. However, I can change some things, and that is where I'm going to go in my future. And with this program, the opportunities that are afforded me through it, I'm thinking that future is going to be pretty bright.
And one of the best parts of the mobile lab, it comes at no expense to taxpayers. Back in 2014, the Department of Corrections received a one-time grant of $500,000 to implement the program, and every year since receives an $80,000 grant to continue operations. Reporting in the newsroom, Madeline Anderson, Fox 6 News.
All right.